Hi everyone, Chris, also known as Netropan on social media. Today's session is going to be stance and movement. So let's just get into it. A Muay Thai stance, there's two stances, right? You've got your, well, there's many stances, but primary stance, you've got your orthodox, which is generally what a right-handed fighter would stand in, which is their left foot in front of them and their rear foot, the right foot to the rear. And southpaw would be the opposite stance. So your right foot forward and then your rear foot behind you. So determine, what feels comfortable for you. But for the purpose of these training videos, I'm going to be doing both movements on both sides so that we stayed kind of equally balanced in terms of strength and mobility. Now you may favor one side a little bit more, but that's understandable because when you get into Muay Thai, you kind of get into that situation where you will figure out what's more comfortable for you, but you should try to make sure that you get used to both sides, because at some point you're going to need to we're going to need to do switching exercises and stuff like that. So it's best that you feel comfortable. So don't try to favor one side and always do the one side. When we do the videos in the future where there's combos, you're going to have to do both sides. So get comfortable with both sides, but know which side you're the most comfortable with, and that's what you are. So I'm an orthodox fighter. I do like fighting southpaw too. Sometimes I feel like my kicks can reach higher on southpaw, whereas orthodox I'm a little bit more limited due to some hip issues I've had growing up. So in terms of your stance, what you want to do is you want to take your lead foot. So like I said, I'm orthodox, so my lead foot is my left foot, and I'm going to point it straight towards the opponent, right? So my opponent is in front of me. I've got this foot pointing towards him. My rear foot, my right foot, is on a 45-degree angle, and it is going to be approximately the distance between my elbow and my wrist, or my hand, right? And that's the comfort. That's a comfortable stance right there. So, key things to remember is you don't want to be leaning forward, and you don't want to be leaning backwards. So we want to have this comfort where we're in between. So we've got distribution of our weight 50-50, right? And also try not to drop your heel all the time. So don't try to be planted all the time because it's going to limit your response. So if you're always planted and let's say you're sparring in the future, you're planted to move, you've got to kind of lift off those heels and then do your movement, because if you try to move while you're planted because you've got most of your weight towards the heel, then it's gonna cause issues for you. So in terms of movement, Muay Thai is actually pretty simple in terms of movement. So if I want to go forward, I'm going to take my rear foot, I'm going to push down, and I'm going to step forward. And I'm going to try to maintain my stance in doing so. Right? So a better angle, if this works for you guys. I want to step forward, so I'm going to push with my rear, and there I am. Just like that. So I'll do it another angle. So my front foot moves first, but my rear foot, I put the power into my rear foot to push off. Okay. And now, if we were going to do it to go backwards, I'm going to put the weight into my front foot to push, but I'm going to actually lift up my rear foot first. Right? So push, step. Okay? Obviously, you're not going to be dropping your hands like this. When you're moving, you're going to keep your hands up, right? Right? Okay. And now the sides. So this is a little bit more on the trickier side, right? So what you want to do, if I'm moving this way to my left, I'm going to put my weight in my right foot, but I'm going to step with my left foot, right? So, and then try to still maintain that. So after a couple of movements, just check to see where you are in terms of the distance between your knees. So if I do like this and I'm now wide, you can see too wide, right? If I'm stepping this way and I go like this, I'm too narrow, right? And also try to maintain that angle on your foot, on the rear foot. So when I step forward, I'm not doing this. I'm not stepping forward and straightening out my back foot, right? I want to keep it on that angle. Okay, so now to the right, we're going to put our weight into our left foot and push over, right? And just maintain that distance, and that's the basics of Muay Thai in terms of movement. So what I want you to do for the remainder is just practice your movement. So maybe go forward. You can do it in terms of a box. Go forward 3 times, depending on how much space you have. Go to your right. Go back. Go left. Right? And now try to keep your hands up while you do it. Right? And now while we do the movements, we can also look at hand position. So if I'm in orthodox, I want to keep my front hand a little bit further away from my face, just in case, if someone punches my hand, I don't want it to be so close that, I'm just going to take it. I want to be able to stiffen it up and block it, right? So keep your front hand in front of you a bit, and that rear hand, pretty much, it's not a bad idea to keep it on your jawline, on your face, just like near your ear level, because then this allows you to block and get ready. So if you can maintain this by keeping your hands up, this is good form. And also it's, to develop your muscle memory on this, is to make sure that you don't put your hands out when you're moving, right? You don't do that, because you start getting comfortable with that. Those are the bad habits that we're going to have to unprogram later on, right? So let's just continue, and I'm going to do this orthodox for about 2 minutes, and then I'll do southpaw for 2 minutes, right? So I'm going to go forward, forward, right, right, back, back, left, left, 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 forward, forward. This may seem boring, but these fundamentals you got to really instill in your training, because if you start messing up these fundamentals, everything else is going to be wrong, and you're more likely to be prone to injury when you kick or punch, because you're not going to be in the right position, and you're gonna try to turn something, and you may hurt your knee. So these fundamentals are great to continue to practice, even as you've trained for many years. Just continue to practice. Right, back, back, left, left, forward, forward, right, right, back, back, left, left. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go the opposite way, still in orthodox. So I'm going to go right, right, forward, forward, left, left, back, back, 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 right, right, forward, forward, left, left, back, back. Okay, now we're going to switch to southpaw. So southpaw, what you're going to do is you're going to put your right foot forward, right? So for me to do this, I'll do it another angle so you can probably see this angle a little bit better. So I'm going to go forward, 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 left, left, back, back, right, right, 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 forward, back, back, right, right, forward, forward. Now I'm going to go backwards, so I'm going to just go the other way. So back, back, left, left, forward, forward, right, right, 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 back, back. Okay, so if you were doing those consistently for that time that I was doing it, your hips might be feeling it, which is good. You might want to try the stretching exercises that I have in my first video. Could help you out, but just to make sure you practice this frequently, because after we get more into more intermediate and more like the medium level skills, this is kind of going to be the basics that you need to build off of. So for kicks, punches, elbows, knees, you're gonna, this stance is key, right? The only change in terms of a stance, which I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do via these videos, is clinch, because clinch, you want to stand in a horse stance, so you're going to stand your feet together and grab your opponent like this. But since this is going to be virtual, unless we have partner type training, like you have someone in your home with you, or you have a heavy bag that you can get your arms around, then we won't work on that too much. So thank you everyone for joining me on this our second video here, which is our stance and movement, and please practice this. And I know it might seem tedious, I know it might seem a little boring just doing the same movements over and over again. You could try randomizing it. You can make this fun by just putting obstacles in your path and trying to get around it by doing the right movement, instead of kind of always doing the same repetitive movement, going forward, right, left, back, all these things kind of work it out, like make it like a little maze for yourself, make it a little bit more interesting. Anything to kind of to get your practice in, it would be great, because these muscles are, might be hurting because you're not used to this. And as we start to do more and more classes, you're going to need to develop them, right? So to work on some basic things like movement, to develop these muscles would be a great thing. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining me. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.